Andarki namaste. I know it is quite embarrassing actually, but it's truly a great honor to be here. And I feel so mediocre and not doing anything for the society after listening to my form. No, it's not a joke, but seriously I feel that. But thank you so much to my earlier speakers for inspiring and empowering this country and making it a better place. So, but I'm here to narrate a very small, selfish story that I made it for myself in the last 26 years. I hope it is a little interesting, if not for all those people we have talked earlier to me. So I was born in a lower middle class family where my father was studying a PhD and my mother used to work in a school. It is called the Saraswati Sishu Mandir. And when I was born and I was in a course of raising, there was a very academic kind of environment in my home where my father used to write and discuss poetry and explain how beautiful is music and literature and how important it is in our day-to-day lives. He never used to say bad about other noble professions like being a doctor, lawyer, or being an engineer, because you people actually build the nation. But also it is all about how deeply does music and literature influence a person to be whatever he can be. So at the age of 7, I watched this movie called Sagara Sangamam, and then I decided that I'll become an actor. And everything after that has changed like never before. I was wondered in terms of how can a person in that movie, the way they depict, as in how a person can be so passionate, so much that he can go out of his way and do whatever he loves. And all these growing years, till I was 15, I understood how these successful people were doing what they were actually doing. And then, even though I wanted to become an actor, by the time I have 15, 16 and all, I started developing some kind of insecurities for myself, and also because the society will tell you that whenever you go and say, no, actor aita, everybody will laugh. Like everybody will laugh. And they tell you and give you 100 different reasons that why can't you become an actor, or why can't you pursue a career into arts or into humanities. So slowly as I was growing up, my ambition or my passion for performance or acting has come down. And that is the time when I also had I had crush for women, my fellow classmates, and they didn't know how to impress them, while all my peers in the classroom would do something or the other fancy. But yes, I was this guy who was sitting and writing poems, and I was also interested in reading parallelly then, that how does one impress a woman. So that is the kind of thinking I had like 10, 12, 13 years ago. And that is one kickstart into how or what is writing, or writing that would actually stir a soul, stir a mind, create an influence. And that is when I learned increasingly that yes, again, literature and music do have a greater share, if not for such activities, but for better activities in life, to do something about it. So then I finished my 10th standard and I again joined intermediate like many of you people. Many people liked in my class, but I felt it was a concentration camp, killing all my dreams, killing all the time that I had in life. So somehow I survived with extra tuitions and all, and I made it with a 68 percentage in the intermediate. And I thought, I didn't know what to do after that, because many people were taking up great courses in engineering and all. Then I went and said, I want to do something different. Then my father or my parents or many people in the society, yeah, you can do whatever you want to, just do engineering first. So I didn't get that logic actually. So I thought, okay, so how do I... So I didn't know how do I get rid of that procedure of doing an engineering. Then I thought, okay, let me screw my MSET. Back then I used to, we all had, I think you always had MSET. I never understood the question and 4 choices. I thought they were so mean of how can you confuse a person who's already confused with his life with 1 question and 4 options. Somehow I screwed it perfectly. I got 38 marks, which means disqualified. But it was not easy to my parents. They had great hopes and aspirations towards their only son. Of course, I didn't know how to do that. Then somewhere on the hook or the crook, I had to understand that we don't value languages in terms of we don't value our own. I mean, this is again a problem with the education system that I find that we give a lot of importance to mathematics, physics, and chemistry, but very hardly we do give importance to English, Telugu, Sanskrit, or French. They are merely to just get good marks. All you have to do is that mug up, buttify all those things, and then just throw it on the paper and you'll get marks. But for me, it was different. I remember when I first went to meet this principal of the degree college that I studied for 3 years, I don't know why on earth I did that. The first thing he asked me, what is your favorite subject? I said, English. No, ma, what is your favorite subject? Sir, I thought English is my favorite subject. Kadamma, English kadamma, what is your favorite subject? Fine, they don't understand. I had to deal with that, and then I enrolled myself into statistics, computer science, and maths. Because they thought statistics was easy. And until unless I saw those diagrams, those bar diagrams, I should salute this guy. Seriously, what a great job, man. You're a genius. I understand. I never figured out in my head, for sure. So somewhere with the help of a lot of question banks and test papers and home tuition, I graduated with a degree with 58%. It's so bad. This is where I increasingly understood that those 5 years I hated in my life of why was I doing intermediate that I didn't like, and why I was doing a 3-year undergraduation course when I didn't like. I found that we as a society, we have a capitalism attached to our culture and language. It is Telugu capitalism for me that I didn't like. 10th class immediately you get into intermediate, 2 years of hard work and 4 years it will be great. After 4 years, I don't know where the hell we are standing with those degree marks. And again, with the analysis that educated people or literate people are more unemployed rather than unskilled labor. So I didn't figure out this in my head. There was a lot of some kind of dissonance, some kind of cognitive dissonance that was happening. Then I broke the news in a middle class family with my parents that I want to pursue a career in films. And they were really shocked. So I didn't say I want to become an actor, I said I'll become a cinematographer. Because cinematographers have daily work, so daily money, good life. So I asked them if I can join FTI, the Film and Television Institute of India, which is located in Pune. But due to technical reasons and other economical reasons, I couldn't go there. So my father was a professor who had told me that there's a department called the Department of Communication in the University of Hyderabad, where you can actually do something with your film interest. So that was there, and that is where my life changed for what I am today right now. The Department of Communication, University of Hyderabad. Why I call it a great place is because till now in my life I was given a very straight kind of information, straight kind of knowledge. I was literate, but I was not educated. Remember, guys, there's a lot of difference about being literate and being educated. If you think all your textbooks are getting you marks, I'm really sorry. That is not what it is happening. Being educated is something. Being a thinker. My education system that I studied never helped me to think for myself. It only helped me to just get marks and get out of those institutions and do, some corporate slavery, which I was not again. Again, nothing offensive towards what people do, but it didn't get on with me. So that is when I started to think, what is all this about? How is life? What to think? And the course was so diversified. It is a communication course which also dealt with in 3 different individual groups, such as communication studies, radio and video production, and print media or print journalism. So having a diversified education in terms of understanding in terms of what is communication, etc., and what is all about film and cinema, many quarters of my mind opened up. And I started to develop an analytical bent of mind towards understanding cinema, towards understanding society, and how society, culture, and media are correlated or interrelated. And that is where a new kind of life, new kind of life started for me. And 2 years were beautiful. I understood that what all should be, whether it was feminism, whether it was capitalism, political science, anthropology, or many great pursuits in life, they all came on one. Hello? Yeah, thank you. So all these great streams of education have converged at one place. Remember, convergence and diversity helped me understand this world better. I thought this world is actually a better place, a more beautiful place. As a kid, I was curious, and I got back that curiosity again back when I was asked to think for myself, when I was asked to be original. As a regular consumer here, as a regular film goer, you are corrupted constantly with the cinema, which is very format oriented. 10 minutes into the story, if you don't find yourself with a song, there's some kind of disturbance in your, inka part vastaledante bhai, indike gurtaledu maavadu, inka fighting vastaledante bhai. So there's a lot of cinema that actually constantly corrupts you. But actually what is good cinema is always subjective. What is good cinema is absolutely subjective. You might love a couple of stories or subjects which are not present in the so-called mainstream cinema. But again, so these are the kind of differences which help myself, which I could learn at that place and help myself grow in a different direction. But again, education, knowledge, they come with certain disadvantages. Sometimes you're a little overqualified for your job when you go outside. Sometimes you're like, first part రావాలి, తర్వాత song రావాలి, తర్వాత ఒక love scene వస్తే it will be done. So that is how we understand in cinema so far. But constantly when I looked up to myself, I always wanted to create something original. Okay, that is when I thought the very individual self that we have grown up so far, which is not influenced by society, but purely you're reflecting to what you see in the society. If you could bring that element into what you're writing, I think that is when I thought you could bring something original out of self. So after those 2 glorified years, I joined a company in Jubilee Hills, which was primarily dealing with visual effects and graphics. I was there as a content developer doing commercials or promotional videos for a very lame 9,000 rupees of salary. And that is when I thought I should make more films. And I used to say all those excuses, sir, naku kadlo noppi, ontlo noppi, ma ammaku bagaledu, and all these lame excuses, and skip office like the way you guys do to skip your college. and I used to make short films with those groups. This is where I want to bring one element called the law of attraction. I don't know how many of you people understand, but when you want to seriously, with all that honesty in life, you want to do something and do it, want to achieve something, you will find your way out. And that is when I met friends outside the industry who were also on the same platform to create content which was different, which was normal, and which was sensible enough to understand. And that is when I met Tarun Bhaskar, the man who made the film Pellichoopulu. So, likewise, I met people and I made sure I was working, but soon my office realized that I was not doing good, so they kicked me out of the company. I was on the road. Now, in a family like this where you have enough problems and enough aspirations towards, what is so-called the normal life, have a job, buy a home, pay your EMIs, have a car, get married, the so-called idea of being settled. I was never settled with the idea of being settled with this cultural capitalism or the society that it wants you to be. So I went out my way and I started making wedding films. Wedding films, you have decent money, they'll pay you decent, so you pay off your bills, and parallelly you could make a little films, and you can survive a little bit with those things. And I used to do every other odd job. But the humiliations were even breaking you down, but it's okay. I thought I had a larger picture that someday that I'll make it, because I remember those days when I used to sit before Annapurna Studios. I think many of you know it's a Jubilee Hills, and think someday that I'll get work here. I even repeatedly I was constantly kicked out. Now I walk in with pride into that institution, that place, and I get work. Because I believe that dreams are very much important. They are the oxygen to any soul. They are oxygen for everybody to go ahead. Because in an industry where nepotism is at its peak, where an industry which also has its own caste-based leanings towards your fellow people, where you need more money than talent to be that industry, I was broken to not to know how to enter into this place. But I didn't leave hope. I did not stop believing myself. And that is when I started producing content. I used to go audition at various places. In between them, I was doing short films with other people. And that helped me discover that I have a little more passion for acting, little more understanding towards, filmmaking and cinema. But all this process, when I was making either a wedding film or a promotional film or any other thing like that, I always had a 360-degree experience of what is called filmmaking. Okay, so sometimes you're only asked to do acting, but you should also understand how the camera is and how the lights are placed, like right now it is. So if I come here, there's a darkness that the camera can't, but when I'm in light, it can recognize and properly give a light. So these kind of things, it is very important for you to understand the whole procedure, or rather than just the tip of it. So I had this procedure going around. I understood how cinema works, how these studios work, how talent is got on board. Even after there's a lot of nepotism and always there's this people with money who can make films. I understood. So that's when I started getting offers into the movies, but I was at a crossroads. I don't know what to do. I don't know how do I go about these characters. So that is when I got back to the education that I previously had. When I was studying communication, there was a course on writing, or if I can simplify it, it's called journalism. So in journalism, we talk about objectivity. Objectivity and nothing much, being truthful to that situation or moment when you're reporting as a journalist. So we asked this five W's and one H. It is called where, whom, what, when, and why. 5 W's, 1 H is how. So every time we were asked to do a story or report a story, we were asked to be honest and ask these 5 to 6 questions and do a story. So that is how journalism works. It is about 5 W's and 1 H. And remember, it is being objectivity. Objectivity is the most important thing in journalism. So I brought those 6 questions to the characters which I played as an actor. Where am I? Why am I? Who am I? What am I? When I am? And how I am. So these are the 6 questions that I used to ask myself as an actor to understand characters. Who is Kaushik? Why is he Kaushik? Where is he from Kaushik? So I mean all these questions that help me understand the characters better. And always as a young film enthusiast, I used to watch a lot of documentaries. Even though they are very less made and less distributed in this country, there's a lot of data on how people live their life and the kind of problems this society is constantly going. So watching those documentaries, I could get the real face of this country, of how women are mistreated, how cinema is silently promoting misogyny in the society, of how we deal, how, for example, it's as simple as this. For a boy to approach a woman, it is first teasing. You tease a woman so much that she has to understand or misunderstand that it is love. No, it is not. Woman says no, no, that's it. So this kind of things that we fail to understand as a society, I could understand from some kind of education and some kind of documentaries that I've been watching and interacting with a lot of people. So these kind of inclinations that I had as a person, as a growing person, that actually defined the way I was doing and I was working. And slowly, this is the procedure I applied for every characters. Initially, the journey was tough. It was very problematic. It was so bad that I was even having panic attacks. When I went and Googled those things, they say they are the signs of depression. And because the society doesn't allow you to do what you want to do in the first place. And also you're not given salary, you're not getting paid. Whenever you go outside and say, what do you do? I'm an actor. No, what's your profession? I'm an actor, sir. No, what is your profession? So the kind of humiliation that people regularly go as an actor is really astonishing or quite overwhelming, but still I had my hope, thinking that yes, talent will have its own share. And slowly as I'm working, I could work in a film called Pellichoopulu, and that got me here today before all of you people to write. So what I understood of all this journey is even some people now come and say, sir, I want to become an actor, or bro, I want to become an actor. I ask them back, what is stopping you from not doing that? You have 108 million avenues to showcase your work, and internet came as a boon for me. I did short films, I did many other auditions which I put it on YouTube, asked my friends to share it, comment, like, and refer for me work. And remember guys, it is not like the way, like for example, you're done with your graduation and then you have your campus placements and then you get a job. Or the worst, you might attend 5 interviews and you can get selected in 3, but it is not the same case in the film industry when you audition as an actor. So I believe there's something called the law of average. For example, if I'm auditioning at 10 places, I thought I'll at least get selected in 1 place. So this is the kind of ideology that I bought into myself, and I thought, let's rigorously work hard, and trust me, hard work never fails. Take my word. If it is wrong, today I might not be here, for sure. So these are the constant learnings and constant unlearnings that I had from my process, or my constant learning process that I kept open for myself. Having an open mind, always understanding the trends, always understanding people, always observing people and what they are looking in as a society, as a culture, how we are growing into different ways. So these are the kind of aspects I was concentrating and keeping myself up to date. And I hope as an actor, I'll continue to do the work that I always wanted to do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Priyadarshi, for making it, and thank you again for recognizing the silent work that we teachers of English do here in this MGIT and university. There are subtle features, due apologies, but the point is, well, equally hard, our teachers who teach subject, they equally work hard here. But whenever there is an event like TED, right, be sure that it is Department of Humanities and Mathematics. Right. We come forward and we take the support of students like Sanjana and we make these events happen here. Thank you so much.
Kaushik, just a moment. We have seen dialogue, please.
Okay, remember one thing every time before I say this dialogue. Remember one point, that the power of cinema is incredible. And two, yes, he deserves that. Two, I'm not against it, it's not offensive, but I know for us to live science, maths, physics, statistics, they are noble professions, they make us, they get us food. But remember, for soul, it is always music and literature. It is always, it can be anything. It can be anything. It can be a random poem that you read in the morning at the thought of the day board in your college. Or sometimes your teacher walks up to you to inspire you to do something is very important. It all happened. Okay? ఎందుకంటే నేను డబల్ రైట్లో మంది ఎప్పుడు అని చెప్తున్నాను. ఓకే, ఐ ఫినిష్ దట్ డైలాగ్ ఫర్ యూ. లెఫ్ట్ కొడితే 2D, రైట్ కొడితే 1D, విష్ణు గాని బూత్ కొడితే 4. జస్ట్ 402లకెంచి 4 చూసినప్పుడు ఎవడైనా బాల్ ఫాస్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు నాట్ అవుట్. నేను ఫస్ట్ బాల్ అవుట్ కాను, అవుట్ అయితే ట్రయల్స్. వెనకలోనే లెఫ్ట్ ఓరా, అరే పోగో రైట్ ఓరా, ఏ కాంటినెంటర్ వెనకాల ఓరా, అరే కొట్టడా బాలేరా, జై బాలయ్య.
రాస్తా అన్నారు కదా, ఏమైంది? రాస్తున్నారా ఇంకా? బుక్ ఏదో రాస్తా అన్నారు కదా, మీరే చెప్పాలి.
ఎందుకంటే నా సాంగ్ రాస్తాను.
Thank you so much. Srinivas sir will present moment to Mr. Priyadarshi. I request our next speaker, Ramesh Loganathan, to come onto the stage, please.